Hello, everybody. My name is Gerard Fogarty,
And I'm Maddie Tinsley.
and welcome to River Talk. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Gerard, this ain't the Chicago River, and to that, we have a perfectly reasonable explanation that Maddie will now take.
So we actually did film this whole segment at the river. We went up to strangers, we asked them about their experience with Chicago, and we met some really cool people, got some really cool answers. I then went home to edit the footage. There was no audio. So we had to scrap that, and now we're reporting live from the studio, but not to worry. We do have a very important guest, and we're gonna ask him everything Chicago. So without further ado, Parker.
Hello,
Round of
hello.
applause.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Now, Parker, as you know, Chicago is known for a plethora of different things, including architecture, right? Chicago has some of the best, most iconic skyscrapers in the world, such as the Sears Tower, John Hancock Center, and the Tribune Tower, right?
For sure, I would agree.
Exactly. I don't know if you're a big sports fan, but if you are, we do have every single sport that you could want to watch. NBA, NFL, NHL. I don't know what you like, but we got them all.
Cuisine, Chicago has a very world-famous food scene, including deep dish pizza, the Chicago-style hot dog, and of course the Italian beef sandwich. So that being said, now that we've given you Chicago's introduction, give us a little bit of your introduction. Where you're from, what you're about, what's the vibe here?
Sure. So I'm actually from a suburb of Chicago, about an hour away. But I've lived there my whole life. So making stops to the city has always been throughout, all the time through my childhood. I personally am a transfer student, and this is my junior year here at Columbia, but my first year at Columbia.
Okay.
Very
So first year living in the city,
In this-
experiencing
yeah.
all of it. Okay. So since you've been here for a little bit, have you been to the river?
I actually have, yeah. I love making stops over there with my girlfriend. You know, you don't have to walk the full river walk, but just stopping down there for a little bit, it's a great place to stop at.
Yeah. When we were there for our segment, we saw a lot of people. There's a lot of runners, a lot of joggers, walkers, people watchers. What do you like to do when you're there?
I like, just a nice walk with the wind in your face,
Yeah.
right by the river. It's so great, but also a little bit of people watching is
Yeah.
super
You
fun.
have to.
Yes.
Especially in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit.
absolutely.
A little goes a long way.
Now you mentioned bringing special ones down there to scope out the scene and see what the river is like. Say your friends or family came into Chicago and they were like, Parker, we want you to show us the best spots in the city. We're going to
Sure.
explore. Take us to where you think is going to be best. Well, what do you think is going to be best?
Ooh, I think something that I think is super fun is going to the museums. My dad took us to the art museum a lot as a kid. So that one's super fun. But even the Shedd Aquarium,
Sure.
Adler Planetarium, the Field Museum. There's so much to choose from, and it's all pretty condensed right here in the city. And so all those are great places to bring people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. Have you been to any?
I have. Families love the Art Institute. They love looking
That's
at
what I've heard.
paintings.
I do have family coming in this weekend, so I think I'm going to check one out. What's the vote? Are we thinking Art Institute, or what's your vote?
I think you go to the aquarium.
The aquarium?
Yeah.
Okay.
we gotta
I
go to
think-
the Shedd,
okay.
yeah.
Looking at some aquatic animals, some turtles, some penguins, everybody's gonna have a
Okay.
good time.
Okay, that meant weekend plans.
Yes.
Speaking of which, so you live in Chicago.
Yes.
I think it's the greatest city in the world.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think separates it from other cities?
Everybody is just so friendly. It's not the typical vibe I think you'd expect from a city, a big city like this, but it's just there's something about it where nobody's really mean, nobody's
Yeah.
rude. Everybody's pretty friendly.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
Those Midwesterners.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right?
They're the
That
best.
Midwestern
They're the best.
attitude.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah, definitely got to keep themselves entertained, of course, right? And of course, what better way to do that than with sports?
Sports,
right?
of course.
Chicago has just about every sport that you can think of, whether it be baseball, hockey, basketball. What would you say your sport of choice is?
Well, actually, the one you didn't just mention is MLS. I love Chicago
Really?
Fire.
Okay,
Soccer team,
very nice.
yeah.
Okay.
I love going to the games. My dad, again, took me as a kid to the Fire games. And I love going now with my girlfriend. It's just so fun.
You got a favorite player?
Ooh, yes, I do. I actually got a hat signed by the new Swiss transfer they got a year ago or two. Xherdan Shaqiri.
Okay. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. But he's a great player, and I got my hat signed by him. It was such an awesome experience.
That is awesome. We'll have to go to a Chicago Fire game.
I think so.
Definitely.
I'll just put it on the
I
list.
think it's decided.
So do you watch any football?
A little bit, yeah. My mom likes football.
Okay. Bears fan?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. Because we're all from Chicago.
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. That's only fair. How many Bears jerseys do you think are at the bottom of the river due to disappointed fans?
I was gonna say my mom. I've seen some.
Have you seen your mom throw a jersey?
She's never thrown a jersey,
Okay.
but she's definitely her attitude's been a little thrown. I think there's gonna be a good chunk of jerseys down there
Okay,
for sure.
that's fair.
But I think a little bit of all jerseys from Chicago, maybe even some Chicago Fire.
Chicago
jerseys.
ones for sure. I'm from Kansas,
Oh.
so Kansas City Chiefs
You
fan.
guys just won, so you
yeah,
guys are.
I love my jersey.
Yeah.
Won't be throwing that anytime soon.
Well, I'm sure the best way to calm down a disappointed fan, though, would probably to get him some food.
Yeah,
Of
right?
course,
Yeah.
Chicago has the the spot for that.
We're in the right
so,
place.
of course, Maddie and I have a little bit of a debate going though.
We do.
Regarding iconic Chicago foods, right? Specifically between deep dish pizza and the Chicago-style hot dog.
Of course.
Now, we want your definitive choice between the two to settle the score.
Yeah.
What's your choice and why?
I feel like I'm a little biased because I'm not a fan of deep dish pizza.
Wow.
It's too saucy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Too saucy.
But there's a place up, it's up north. They got a couple locations, but Pequod's.
Pequod's.
Instead of the sauce, because it's still kind of deep dish, but
Right.
instead of the sauce, you got cheese.
It's the best
I do
part.
enjoy cheese.
It's
I do enjoy cheese on
revolutionary.
my pizza. Yeah.
But if we're going head to head, I think I got to pick the Chicago dog.
And
Wow.
that is a perfect answer. that is a perfect answer.
I
to
think I
settle
figured
the
out
debate.
which side you're on.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Is it
absolutely.
obvious?
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, he just
Yeah.
outed
It's
himself.
just iconic. I mean, how else can you describe it? But you got a spot in the city that you would go to get a classic Chicago dog?
Ooh, you know what? Portillo's is good. That's a good Chicago place. But I think if the one time I had a really, really great hot dog was at a Cubs game.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't expect that at a stadium.
No, not at all.
But
really.
it was the best, freshest bun, evenly grilled hot dog. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, no, totally.
That's surprising. Usually stadium food's not the best.
That's what.
but
Yeah.
And I am going to have to try it.
You definitely have
There
to,
you go.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
All
we're
right,
going to
Parker.
Chicago Fire game and a Cubs game. You guys.
Fire, Cubs, hot dog. Not for me. Is there pizza at the Cubs game?
Yes, but it's not going to be that great. See, the
Yeah.
pizza's lower quality. I don't know. The dogs.
See,
Something
that's the
about
thing.
Well,
it.
if the
That's the
hot dog
thing.
is evenly grilled, as you
Yes,
say,
yes.
the pizza has to be great.
Yes.
So
You say
I'll get
so.
the pizza, but
Alright.
we can
Take
go to a
your
Cubs
word
game.
for
Okay. To end this off, we do have some rapid fire Chicago-based questions.
Okay,
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We talked about this a little bit. Where is your favorite place in the city to people watch? So many great places.
Yeah, the Riverwalk is great. Is museums. You see people how they interact with the art or animals, something like that. But I was just at the beach over the weekend, and there was this family having a picnic, and it was just so funny to see their interactions. So that was a really funny spot.
The beach.
Yeah.
So why do they call it the beach though? It is the lake, right?
Well, it is the lake, but I mean it's
What do? Do you fish there? Are you swimming? I've never been.
Yeah, there's a little spot, the Ohio
Okay.
Road Beach or Street Beach, and so it's a little beach. It's got sand. It's
Okay.
right on the
Okay.
lake. People are swimming. It's
Okay.
it's a fun place. Yeah, you should
I have
stop
so
over
many
there.
places to go now after this conversation.
If you could jump off of the Michigan Avenue Bridge, would you dive or would you cannonball?
Ooh,
Important.
cannonball. I
That's
feel like you'd
the
have, 'cause
correct
it's,
answer, yeah.
it's a big splash,
Yeah.
big momentous thing. I think you got to do cannonball.
Got a grand show.
That's the
Yeah.
only right answer,
Yeah,
really.
agreed.
Okay, so for St. Patty's Day, we always dye the river green.
Mm-hmm.
So if there were another holiday that we dyed it for, and you got to choose which holiday and what color, what would it be?
You know what I think would be a fun one? Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could dye the river pink, and I
Make it
think
a
that
nice
would be
pink
so
river.
fun. Because the city gets super green. Everybody's wearing
Yeah.
green,
Oh,
so
of
it's just
course.
accented all over the place. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
some pink all over the city would be fun.
Pink Chicago.
Yes.
That would work.
If they dyed it pink, every girl's Instagrams.
Yeah,
would be
oh,
one of
yeah,
those.
oh,
it'd be-
yeah,
it'd be
100%.
all over the
That would be a hit, really.
So if you had to sum up Chicago in one word, besides the name of the city, right?
Sure.
If you had to sum up Chicago in one word, what word would it be and why?
Ooh, how about better?
We do it better.
We
Yeah,
do
it's
do
something
it
about
better.
the city. Something about Chicago.
I like that. It should be on a shirt. I like that. Okay. Oh, okay. So you probably take public transportation quite a bit being a student.
all the time.
Okay. So what is the craziest thing that you've personally seen on the L or online?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, not personally, but I did see a video on the internet going around that some guy, he on the train just taking it like a regular day, but then all of a sudden he decides to pull the doors apart as the train is going at full speed. A bunch of people are backing away from the doors. Like, what the heck?
Did he get off?
The thing is moving. He can't get off.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
You know what? I don't know. I have no idea.
I
what
do
he was
get it
thinking.
though, with the traffic in the city. I don't blame him.
Maybe, yeah.
That was probably what was going through his head.
My take personally, he was on his way to Wrigley Field to get a Chicago dog, an
yes.
iconic
Dog.
Chicago dog.
That would
so
get me excited.
I
enough
would,
to
yeah.
pull the doors open.
So you said you've lived here for a year.
Sure.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is the most unexpected thing that you have discovered about Chicago while living here?
Ooh. I would say I've discovered how friendly everybody is. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but just everybody's got this attitude about it. A Midwesterner attitude that everybody's so friendly. So
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you don't expect that in a giant city.
Yeah, we have the best of both worlds. Everyone is very friendly.
Everyone is very, very nice here.
Yes.
So I'd say that is a fantastic answer, Parker. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for joining us
No,
today.
of
It's been so great hearing about your experience with the Windy City.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. All right, that is all the time we have today for River Talk. I'm Maddie Tinsley.
I'm Gerard Fogarty. Thank you very much.